Hello there. I'm Dave Myers, and you're listening to Verse by Verse. There was a song of a generation ago that spelled out the word R-E-S-P-E-C-T, respect. Have you ever felt disrespected? Well, if you're a young man, the Bible actually teaches how you can come to be respected by everyone, young or old. One of the things I hear from younger men from time to time is that they don't feel respected by those who are older. If this has happened to you, listen to this advice that comes from the Bible in Titus 2, verses 6 and 7, our verse for today, where Paul is giving instruction that he wanted Titus, a younger minister, to pass on to several groups in the local churches. After addressing instructions to older men, then to older women, and then to younger women, he comes to younger men and says this in verses 6 and 7. Likewise, exhort the young men to be sober-minded, in all things showing yourself to be a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing integrity, reverence, incorruptibility. Now, if you wish to become one who is respected by others, the first instruction to young men is to be sober-minded. Now, there are many shades of meaning to the Greek word that's translated here, sober-minded, and they include such things as being of sound mind, being in one's right mind, to exercise self-control, to put a modest estimate upon oneself, to think of oneself soberly, and finally, to curb one's passions. So that's what sober-minded includes. So a young Christian man is encouraged to strive to exercise self-control and curb his passions, aligning them with God's law. And this aspect of curbing one's passions seems to be what Paul was emphasizing to the young men of the congregation. A self-disciplined young man who does not think too highly of himself is one who will be respected by others. He will have R-E-S-P-E-C-T, not for selfish gain, but because he's doing what is right. Now next, Paul says that a young man, maybe Titus himself, should have a pattern or be a pattern of good works. The word pattern means an example, that is, to be imitated, to be followed. The Greek word for pattern is tupos, and is elsewhere translated as example. Be an example to others. Anyone of any age comes to respect a man or woman who consistently sets a godly example, who serves and helps others as their pattern of life. And Paul gives a specific area that this example must be seen, and that is in doctrinal integrity. Young men, and women as well, should come to know their Bible and understand true doctrine. This means studying God's Word and knowing what the teachings of the Bible are. The fundamental doctrines of the Bible and the church are something a young man strives to become expert in. Now, it's interesting that the English Standard Version translates the verse this way: show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works. Many young men have enjoyed making models. We're to be a model of good works. And then it goes on to say, and in your teaching, show integrity, dignity. Now, that's an interesting translation. This perspective shows the young man is already teaching the truth to others, and he is being encouraged to do so in reverence and in dignity. He knows his Bible, and he teaches others with reverence and dignity. So, if a young man wishes to be respected, it is going to be through self-control, self-discipline, and doctrinal purity.
Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.